We shared last week that we moved on sea, y'all, but it was apparent that we had some problems right off the bat, and that would be with storage. Too much stuff, too little space.
Yes, it became immediately apparent that we had some issues. And I'll be the first to admit that one of those issues is that no one would ever call me a minimalist. And then another issue is Tom's working, and he wears a suit or sport coat, dress shirts, ties, belts, and he has to get dressed like that every day for work. So most of our hanging storage lockers are filled with those things, leaving little space for some of the rest. So I spent the past week trying to come up with some creative storage ideas, and today I'm going to share with you my top 10 hacks to finding space and finding a room for everything to fit aboard Sea Y'all.
Hey y'all, welcome to the Sea Y'all Life. I'm Andrea, this is Tom, and we have 2 pups. We're a couple of Texas transplants living the empty nest life to the fullest. For us, that's living part-time on our 44-foot DeFever trawler in San Diego. Our hope is that as you join us on our dreams and adventures, we'll inspire you to discover your own.
So tip number 1, look all over your boat and examine every single storage cubby that there is. There could even be some hidden ones. Now we had a lot of these and we weren't using them because they were old. I mean, this boat is a 1988 and they looked like they hadn't been cleaned. So the first thing we did was to clean all the storage units out and then really examine each one for what will work best in the unit. Here's one of the storage areas that we were not using prior to moving aboard because, I don't know, it just seemed dirty, like I said. But it has now become home for Tom's shoes. And I'll probably actually get a couple little baskets put in here to keep them organized because we don't want them to all be jumbled together in another 10 days or so. I found another space here in our closet. It's an odd shape and it doesn't have a lot of room, but at the same time, I've probably got 15 pairs of shoes and sandals nestled in here, a place that we weren't even using at all before. Here in the master cabin, inside all of the hanging closets, we have mounted shoe bags. And so they're on the sides of each of the closets down here, and we can easily hang maybe 10 or 20 pairs of shoes, mostly things like sandals and smaller types of shoes. It's a great way to take up space on the side of the hanging locker instead of having all the shoes laying at the bottom of the locker. I came up with 2 more ways to increase what we can store in each hanging locker. One of those 2 ways is using these hanger extenders. So this hanger has an extender on it where I hang another, and then again I have an extender here with a 3rd hanger. So now in the same vertical space that I was hanging 1 shirt, I've got 3 shirts. Another closet space saver I found similar to the one in the master closets is one of these that is very helpful for hanging belts, purses, scarves, etc. So I've got about 3 or 4 purses on here, and I've got 4 or 5 belts, and it just hangs nicely right on the side of the closet. My 4th tip is to try to find a storage area that's a little bit out of the way and that's got some height to it so that you can get a wine rack in. So what we have down in here is, we call it our wine cellar. And we also have some other bottles of liquor down here. It's the perfect place. It's under the stairs. The wine rack keeps the bottles stable, and this is one of my favorite storage hacks. Tip 5, find some boxes like this. They're flexible and they hold a lot and can be squeezed into a variety of places. I have boxes like this in the master head, and it contains things like blow dryers and curling irons and more. I've got one of these near our front entry that contains paper towels and paper plates and straws and so forth. There's just a multitude of uses for these. Up in the V berth, I have boxes like this that have dog things, extra leashes, blankets, toys. So these can be your real friend when it comes to boat storage. I had to come up with this next tip. About halfway during the week, I had gone through most of our moving boxes. Then I found 2 boxes that said closet from RV, and every drawer in this boat was already full. So I ordered some shelves from Amazon, and they stack, fit nicely together. I just had to look at all my measurements and make sure the ones I ordered would fit. So now I've got these great shelves in the corner, and they've got a lot of shirts. Half of them are Tom's and half of them are mine. And I'm also planning on buying another one of these or something similar to put underneath the stairs here in the master cabin. It's just another space. It's not being utilized that I'm going to turn into storage space. Last week I shared my new Marie Kondo skills of folding, but even with my new folding skills, I was having a hard time fitting my shirts properly into my drawers. And so I bought drawer dividers. And with the shirts folded really neatly and compact, with these new dividers, they just stay really neat and in place. And in addition, I was able, once I took everything out and put the dividers in, I was able to fit about 4 more shorts into the same drawer. And those were the shirts. These are the shorts. I did the same thing here with my shorts drawer. Room for more than I had before. Captain Tommy loves his hats. He has a lot of hats. We had some hooks here in the closet, but it wasn't near enough to take care of all the caps he owns. So I ended up putting command hooks all the way down the side. And now that I see where this is going, I'll probably put a couple more command hooks back here to house our hats. Sometimes we overlook the most obvious solutions of all. This one is not all that clever or revolutionary, but it wasn't something that we had before last week. We had this cute little whale hook that we weren't using, so we put it here on the wall, screwed it right in, and now all our keys have an official home. My last tip is really one of my favorite ones, and it's finding a way to store things where they're really out in the open, but they look good. So I have been trying to figure out what kind of decor to put here in the V-berth along these rails. And it occurred to me it's the perfect spot for all of our straw hats and even a basket or two. I still need to work on this idea because my hats, I don't want them bent. So I may go back to some more command hooks. But I think having these rails, once all the clutter's gone, having these rails full of straw hats is a really cute decor idea and the perfect storage idea as well. I hope you found our top 10 liveaboard boat storage hacks to be helpful. And I bet some of you have some great ideas I haven't even thought of yet. I'm sure there's dozens of them. So please comment below with your ideas because I'm ready for them. Thanks for joining us and we'll see y'all soon.